Learning how to improvise can seem like a daunting experience because you might not know how to start. You might be intimidated with all the scales and music theory that you have to learn, but taking inspiration from the melody can be one of the easiest ways to get started. So in this video, I'm going to take you through a process where I teach you a melody and we're going to dissect the elements of that melody so we can use those things in our improvisation. What up, y'all? I'm Aaron, the Black Trumpeter, and welcome to my channel where I help you have more fun playing music on the trumpet with my online trumpet tutorials, practice tips, and play along exercises. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Please stay for the entire video. I'm going to teach you some blues licks, and there's also a PDF guide that goes along with this lesson so you can take a look at all the things that we talk about, plus transcribed versions of the ideas and the solos that I take in this video. So take that horn out of the case and let's get started. This is a riff blues melody by jazz vibraphonist Milt Jackson titled Bag's Groove. It's considered a riff melody because it's a repeated melodic phrase. Let's learn this melody in 3 parts. I'm going to play it first. I'll count you in so you can imitate exactly what I play and how I play it. Before you play it on your instrument, I encourage you to sing it first and then try to apply it to your instrument. So it helps with internalizing everything that I play. Okay, I'm gonna play first. 1, 2, 1, 2. Your turn. My turn. 1, 2, 3. One, two, go. That's it. Since this is a 12-bar blues and this phrase or this riff is about 4 measures long, we're going to repeat this riff 3 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now that you have the melody in your ear and under your fingers, let's practice improvising the melody. We're going to keep the melodic shape and the order of the notes, but we're going to take liberties and improvise with the rhythms. I'll demonstrate it first so you get an idea of what it sounds like, and then I want you to try it. During my solo, I encourage you to play the bass notes just like we did in my practicing the F blues video. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now it's your turn to solo. Feel free to rewind this video and steal anything that I played, anything that you liked, so you can use it in your improvisation. Solo for 2 choruses while I play the bass line. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The next part of this lesson is the analysis of the melody. There's 3 elements that I want you to notice in this melody. The first element is something that I mentioned before. It's how long it is. So it's a 4-bar phrase. This is important because we can use this as a structure to build our phrases. Do we want to make 2-bar phrases, or do we want to make really long 8-bar phrases? The second thing I want you to notice is the melodic shape. And simply, we ask ourselves, does the melody go mostly up, mostly down, or is it a combination of the two? In this case, after we make that initial jump, so after we make that initial jump, it's mainly descending. This is cool too because you can use this element as one of your tools to create melodic shapes in your improvisation. Do you want to go along with the melody and just do mainly descending motion? Or do you want to kind of cause a little bit of suspense and tension with some ascending motion? In our third element, I want to talk about what's actually in the melody. If we look at our melody as a collection of notes, it creates 2 scales, but I like to think of it as just one scale. And that scale is the B flat major pentatonic scale. And real simply, it's a 5-note scale, and it's comprised of B flat, C, D, F, and G. We get our second scale by taking this G, this top note, and making it the lowest note in our scale. And that creates the G minor pentatonic scale. And that scale is comprised of G, B flat, C, D, F, and then G at the top. Since these 2 scales have the same notes in them, I like to think about the G minor pentatonic as being a mode of the B flat major pentatonic. It's the same notes, but just different roots. To get the sound of these scales under your fingers and in your head, I want to teach you 5 pentatonic licks that use those notes in the scale. Again, I encourage you to first sing the ideas before you apply it to your instrument, just for good internalization purposes. All right, here's lick number 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Your turn. Here we go. Repeat it. Here's lick number 2. Comes in on the end of 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Your turn. Here we go. Play it again. Good. Lick number 3 comes in on 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Your turn. Here we go. 1. Be-da-dee-da. Play it again. And 1. Ba-da-dee-da. Good. Lick number 4 comes in on the and of 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Ba-dum, be-ba-da-dum. Play it again. 3. Ba-dum, ba-ba-dee-dum. Our last lick comes in on beat 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Play it again. And that's it. Let's move on to our next section. A good way to practice improvising is to use restrictions. Using restrictions or rules allows you to exercise your creativity because it forces you to create with the tools that you are limited to. Now we're going to practice improvising using specific tools at specific places in the blues form. During the first 4 bars, I want you to improvise using the melody. Then, during the second 4 bars, I want you to improvise using 1 or 2 of the licks that I taught you, or your own ideas based on the 2 pentatonic scales. Lastly, the final 4 bars, go back to improvising the melody. Let me demonstrate what I mean. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now it's your turn. Improvise for 2 choruses using the restrictions while I play the bass lines. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. nice. I know I can't hear you, but I'm sure you did great. If you don't think so, then go ahead and rewind it back and try it as many times as you like. All right, for this section, let's reverse the rules. So instead of improvising pentatonic licks during the second 4 bars of the form, you're going to improvise them in the first and last 4 bars of the form. All right, I'm going to improvise another example. And remember that everything that I play, the solos and all the ideas, are transcribed for you to check out in the F Blues soloing guide. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Of course, this way of improvising isn't something that I came up with. You can hear legendary tenor saxophonist Sonny Rollins play a solo extremely similar to what we're talking about in this lesson in Bag's Groove, recorded by the Modern Jazz Quartet. In this recording, you hear Sonny improvising using the elements that we talked about in this lesson. He'll quote the melody, he'll take ideas from the melody, and use notes in the B flat major and G minor pentatonic scales. So I'm gonna really encourage you to check out that recording and really listen for those elements and try to incorporate those ideas that Sonny plays into your solos. Hopefully this lesson has helped you with some practical ideas and advice on how you can get started on soloing over the F blues progression. Also, don't forget to download the PDF that includes everything that we covered in this lesson. Yo, I just want to say thank you for watching this entire lesson. Again, I'm Aaron, the Black Trumpeter, and I'll see you in the next one.